Hey guys, and welcome to another art vlog. I'm Suze Nethercote, I'm a professional artist, and in this video I'm going to take you along with me on a trip to the Gold Coast in the north of Australia to teach an art workshop. So come along for the ride. I'll be showing you what kind of art we're making at the workshop, where we are doing the workshop at the beach, and also at the end of the video I'm going to go through all of the art supplies that I pack to take with me and all my best tips and tricks for traveling with art supplies. My first tip for travelling with art supplies is this fantastic bag scale, which is from Corjo, and it is something that you can use to actually weigh your suitcases when you're travelling. And if you're anything like me and you're an artist and you love to pack art supplies, you will know how easy it is to overpack and then end up at the airport with an overweight bag, and then you've got to deal with the issue there. So I highly recommend investing in some sort of scale to weigh your bags. They're not super expensive, but they make a huge difference to the travel experience. The suitcases that I'm travelling with are from Samsonite. This is not sponsored, by the way, neither was what I mentioned about the Corjo scale. These are just simply the things that I've bought over the years that have served me really well that I wanted to share with you. So these hard shell Samsonite suitcases, they've been with me for a long time. I've travelled all over the world with them, to numerous art workshops, to retreats that I've taught in Europe, on family holidays, and they really hold up with travel and also with quite heavy cases, because I'm always maxing out the weight that I can carry with them. And I love these ones that are on the four wheels that make it really easy to travel through the airport. The venue of the workshop is at the Royal Queensland Art Society. It's a studio space that's upstairs from that gorgeous location at the beach. And I'm teaching this workshop for Artable, which are a wonderful Australian company that run workshops and retreats all over Australia and also internationally. It's a super comfortable and spacious area to work in. They have lots of standing easels that everyone can use, and tables, and we were super comfortable in there. As you'll see, I am teaching my bright abstract floral style of painting, which is probably what I'm best known for on social media, though I do work in a variety of different ways. But this is the one that people always want to learn from me, and we had an absolutely gorgeous group of women come and join this class that were honestly just amazing. I was really impressed with the work that they produced. beach on the Gold Coast. We've had a beautiful first day. The workshop is at the Gold Coast Artists Society, which is right on the beach, which is an absolutely lovely spot to do a workshop. It's a fantastic space. The participants have been really beautiful and we've had an amazing first day. So I thought I'd come down here to the beach to enjoy the sunset, get my toes in the sand and the water, and just really take in the beauty that is here, the warmth that's here. Well, it's not super warm, but it's certainly not as cold as at home, so I'm really enjoying that. So I'll just take that in for a little bit longer and then I'll head out for some dinner and enjoy the rest of my time. Hey guys, I've just completed the 2-day workshop that I've just been teaching for Artable up here on the Gold Coast. And we've had such a brilliant workshop, so I thought it would be good to just sit down at the beach, relax, and just reflect a bit on some of the things that I have learned in this workshop, and just things in general that I think might be interesting for you to hear about teaching workshops as an artist. I had an absolutely brilliant group. They were really awesome women. We had a group of 13, and it was such a positive experience for everybody, and I was really pleased that probably the most rewarding part of it as a teacher was how each person really took what I taught and made it their own. And I think that's something that's can be hard to do with an art workshop. I think with a lot of art workshops, they can be very prescriptive and have a very directed path of learning, and you do have to have a fairly tight idea of what you're going to teach when you do something in 2 days, because there's a lot of ground to cover to sort of give people the basic overview of what you're doing, which can be challenging in such a short time frame. And my goal with teaching is always to show people the tools I use and the techniques I use, and to walk them through exercises that are planned and do have a structure, but to do it in a way where I'm really helping those individual artists to take from what I'm teaching and really make it their own, and really be able to create something that is going to contribute to their evolution as an artist and their evolution in their own style, and not so much be creating something that is my style. And usually in a workshop there's a situation where a few of the painters really do paint very closely to what you do, which is absolutely fine, because I think you've got to be okay with that when you're teaching your art style, that people need to really try on what you're doing for size, and try it out, try your mark making out, and really see how that fits in their body. It's part of the process. But what I always hope to achieve when I'm teaching is that they will be able to take what I'm giving them, and they will be able to make it their own and create something that really looks like them. And with this group, it was absolutely amazing that every single person did that. They all took my style and they all made it their own, and they really heard the part of the teaching that I give where I talk about mark making being your personal language, your personal lexicon of marks, and the way that you approach it, the way that you move your hands, the way that you hold your brushes, the way that you're moving your body when you paint, is actually something that is uniquely the thing that makes your art your style. So I always try to really emphasize that in my teaching, and I really feel like this group took that home. They were all using the same sort of colour palette, because I was teaching that very bright, abstracted floral style that I'm kind of best known for on social media. And it's a style that is enormously fun to paint, and I love to share it with people because it's very forgiving and really possible to create something with very little skill that is good. It's a forgiving kind of painting. So they all had the same colour palette, but they really took home a bit of teaching where I talked about really pay attention to the marks that flow out of your hand that really feel natural to you. Pay attention to things that happen over and over again, because that's your body and your style that's trying to make its way out. And each person did that so beautifully, and it was really, really satisfying to see. And at the end of the day, I had 13 very happy women leaving the workshop feeling really, really good about what they created. And what more can you ask for, really? It was really amazing. So I've thoroughly enjoyed the experience of coming up to the Gold Coast and teaching painting for Artable, the company that I've been working for. They've made it so seamless and so enjoyable, and take care of all of the details that I don't really want to deal with. like booking all the participants and hiring the venue and booking the flights and the accommodation. They do all of that, so they've made it a really thoroughly enjoyable experience. And yeah, I'm going home feeling very fulfilled, and I'm going home feeling like each and every person in that workshop has taken home little bits of knowledge that they're going to be able to apply to their art practice in a very unique way. And that's really, I feel like my job is done. What more can you ask for as a teacher? So I'm going to chill out here for a while, enjoy the sunset, and get ready to go home tomorrow. It is my final morning here on the Gold Coast. I'm just packing to go to the airport, and I thought it might be really useful for you guys to see how I pack and travel with art supplies, because that can be quite a challenge. And for this particular workshop it was, because there are quite a lot of supplies that we need to use. So I'm going to give you my hot tips as I'm packing up to show you what I use. I have here this giant bag, and this is actually one that can fold up really small in my suitcase, because this is one that I take to the venue with me on the actual day. So as I go through it to pack it in my case, I'll just show you what I've got. So I always bring a plastic back tarp, so that's got sort of one side that's fabric and one side that's plastic to protect the floor from any paint that might drip down. I have some in here, some fluid paints, and I have them double bagged. I get these, I think the brand is Hercules, these double sealing snap lock bags, and I actually first put them in one inside and make sure that's really well sealed, and then the other, because of the pressure sometimes in the aeroplane when you travel with art supplies, sometimes they really want to leak. So it's really good to double bag them. The other thing I do is I just tape down the lid of the paint so that that just helps with that not happening. The fluids are the main culprit for that. I have had it happen once before when I flew to Europe to teach my retreat. But yeah, I haven't had it happen since, and the double bag really worked to help to protect my clothes in the suitcase. These are heavy-bodied acrylics in this one. Not quite as big of an issue, but I still double bag them. And then in this one I've just got some liquid gloves, which is like something that can protect my hands. This is my brush cleaner, just a bit of titanium white that didn't fit in the other bag. I have a hairdryer for speeding up drying of the artworks. Paper towel. Another just little plastic tablecloths can also be a really good thing to have in your suitcase, just if you need another floor covering, and they're pretty light. Just some more snap lock bags in case I needed them. Some masking tape, a spray bottle. This one here has a whole bunch of stuff. I've got oil pastels. These little guys here are oil pastels. I've got some wax pastels down the bottom there, and I've just got my brushes wrapped up in some cloth so that they don't get damaged in the trip. I have just here just some prints of my artwork, just so that students can feel free to have a look. Got a pad of watercolour paper, nothing fancy here because it was just for exercises. I've got palette paper, my favourite thing to use when I travel and actually use it in the studio as well. A couple of those. This is just a folio to put the artwork in afterwards so that it doesn't get damaged, and I'm going to put these straight in here. This is just a couple of the pieces that we did. They're a bit stuck together. just some of the exercises that we did in the duration of the course. And then I've got the large artwork that we painted, which was sort of the hero piece. And I actually have tissue paper over that. I used oil pastels over the top, and I need to fix those because they're still a bit sticky. So I will go home and fix that, and the tissue paper will just protect it until we get there. This is the large piece that we painted in the workshop. And I just wanted to show you how I make like a travel canvas. And this one here is a canvas that I have stretched over a piece of board. So I've just had a piece of 3mm MDF cut at my local hardware store, and I have literally just taped over the canvas to the board. I've cut a board that will fit the size of my suitcase, but it also fits a pretty standard sized frame canvas that I order on the regular. So I can take this home. I'll take the tissue paper off. That's just to protect the surface because it's got oil pastel on it and I need to fix it when I get home. And then I can stretch it over the stretcher bars and have a finished painting that's framed. So that's a really good tip because you can always travel with like one board and just some rolled up canvas to take with you when you travel. Apart from that, I have an apron. I have these scissors. Always remember to put them in your case because if you put them in your hand luggage, they get confiscated. Disposable gloves, and that is it. Oh, and some cotton buds. This bag is one you can turn inside itself. Voila, tiny little bag. And I will just pack everything else in there and that will be ready to go to the airport. The other thing that I find really handy when I'm traveling with lots of art supplies, when I'm really maxing out my luggage, is this little device here. This is actually a scale, so you can clip this little clip onto your suitcase and it will weigh your suitcase for you so that you don't have that situation where you turn up with your bag and you're a kilo or two over and you have to like reorganize everything and put things in your kids' luggage. We've all been there, I'm sure. So this is from Korjo, and I should mention actually this bag I got at Kathmandu. Yeah, so really, really great thing to have with you when you're traveling with lots of heavy art supplies. I've put all of my flat things in the bottom of the case. I have a hard shell case and I'm putting it in the part that has that netting that zips over it. And then I'll just arrange all of the other bits in around. Another tip, my brush heads are this way facing up and they're nicely protected here by the cloth I've got wrapped around them. I'm going to make sure I place them so that the heads are facing upwards from where they would be when I've got the case wheeling on the bottom so that they don't get ruined by the pressure and pushed down. Alright, I better skedaddle and pack my suitcase so that I am ready when my ride gets here in just a little while.